Notion has another exciting set of new features with their 3.4 update. In this video, I'll be walking you through each one so you can make the most out of them. There's a great mix of some new AI features like image generation and custom skills, as well as a new presentation mode, tabs, archive feature, and more. If you find this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Let's dive right in. The first update I wanted to go over is the new tabs that you can add as a block type inside of Notion. To access this, all you have to do is type /tabs and you'll find it here. Now you can actually have as many of these as you want inside of a page. You could do something like have your notes here, and then maybe this one you want to add your tasks, and then this one you could have a tab for your links. So you could just write out your notes here. You could have a list of your tasks here. And then for example here, you could add your bookmarks. You can really add anything you want inside of here. You can even have a table view database directly inside of the tab. So there's actually quite a lot you can do with this. And in terms of how you can decorate this, you can add an icon here, but you are not able to change the color of the box, kind of like with the callouts. So that's something that I kind of hope that Notion adds, is the ability to color these. I think that would be really fun. But overall, I think this is great because sometimes you have to have so much information on one page and it's just a lot of scrolling, or you might have to mess with different column layouts. This way you can just have these tabs. I'm really excited myself to start incorporating these into my templates. The next feature I wanted to cover is archive. So I think that this feature is also something that has been much needed inside of Notion, because sometimes you don't know whether to delete a page permanently or to just keep it in its own designated section. Now, if you want to archive a page, so let's say that I have a page inside of this page called old notes. If I go back here, you can see the page here. Now, if I want to archive this, I can either click the 6 dots here and then click archive, or I can also do it from the side here and the 3 dots and then click archive this way. Once it's archived, it's going to say who archived it and on what day. Now, if I go to the page, you can see that it's grayed out like this. The main use case, in my opinion, is really when you have a database and you want to archive pages. So let's say that I have a table view database here. It's just a simple tasks tracker. And let's say that I don't really need this task anymore. I can go ahead and just archive this one. And you can see that it's already disappeared from my table. And if you go to the settings here, you can click view archive pages. So then you can see the pages that are in each of these views that are archived. So that's also really useful. So I would say that, as you can see, because it removed it from my view, it's more possibly useful than having it like this in a grayed out format. I was also thinking that since I don't have the option to then remove this archive page from my view, that would be something nice to have in here now that there is an archive feature, to actually just hide out all of the archived pages. One cool thing about this archived is also that you can still search for things. So if I now see here, improve website copy, I can actually go ahead and use the search function in Notion. And now you can see that I have the archive mark here. So in that sense, it doesn't fully get disappeared from your workspace. So I think that that's a good option instead of deleting. Next, we have the new dashboard feature. I've covered this extensively in a separate video, so I'll also link that in the description below if you want a full guided tutorial on this feature. It's a brand new database view that you can access. It allows you to showcase multiple data sources in one view, and in particular multiple charts and also database views. I think that this is really useful if previously you had many tabs laid out for different charts. So if you wanted to show all of these like this in one place, then it's a really good way to do that. This is only for business and enterprise users. You can add and edit your dashboard by clicking edit. You can click the plus sign here to add a new widget, and you can link to existing databases and showcase them here in different kinds of formats. One of the also cool features of this is that you can apply global filters. So for example, I can do start date is relative to today like this, and if I click the filter multiple data sources, you can see that I'm filtering both the projects database and the task database at the same time within this view using the date property. Next, let's go over the new sidebar. So I think with this feature, Notion is still experimenting with this, so they haven't fully settled on it. But if you want to try it, you can go to your account name at the top. Then if you go to the bottom, you should see this toggle, so you can just toggle it on. Here you'll notice that you now have the tabs at the top for the important sections, so that you're not going to have to open everything in full page each time. So for example, if you go to Chats with Notion AI, you can see all of your AI agents and also the different chat history that you've had. If you go to meetings, you can see all the meetings that you've had and upcoming events without having to open again the full meetings page. And then you also have your inbox over here. So I think that this is useful for people who rely heavily on the Notion AI and also the meetings feature. For me personally, I still prefer the old style, but it could just be because I'm so used to it. But overall, I think it's worth trying out if you want to see if this fits better for you. Next, let's go over all of the AI updates. The first one they announced was that you can set up specific AI instructions for your meeting notes, similar to the Notion agent. I still don't see that on my Notion yet, but I'm hoping that it's coming soon. The next one I wanted to show is the new skills feature in the Notion AI, and how that works is that let's say I have some text here, and I always write down a bunch of notes that I then need to create action lists with, and that's something that I always have to ask and prompt the AI every time. Then what I can do is actually create a skill for that. So if I go to the manage skills here, and you can also access this through the Notion settings, and then going to Notion AI, scrolling down, you'll see the skills. You can click add a skill and then click plus new skill page. So let's say that generating action list items is something that I want it to do for me. And basically what that is supposed to do is based on the text on the page. So this part, you can make it more complicated or more detailed as you see fit. And if you go back to the settings, Notion AI, you can now see that it's appeared here. The next step you need to do is to turn this one on if you want it to be a part of the text editor. And now if I click out and then go back to that page where I was writing my notes, I can just use it by highlighting it, and then I'll find it here, generate action list items. And immediately I can start using this feature. And as you can see, it just makes it so that I don't have to type it over and over again. And you can see that it's created my action list based on those jumbled notes. You can also access your skills through the Notion AI chat. So if I'm here, I type the same thing and then I do @ then you'll see that I can do generate action list items and then click. And then it's going to also do the same thing here. So you can see that it's also created it here. The other AI features that are available now is that you can generate images, AI slides, AI chart, AI diagram. I found that the AI image is really good for cover photos. So if you go here and click generate, it's just going to automatically generate a cover photo for you based on what they see on the page. So that's been also really interesting to try out. We can also try the other ones like AI slides and the AI chart, the AI diagram, just so that you can see what happens. So here you can see the results of all of the AI generations, or I could just change it and then I could add an update here for that to kind of find what I want. Inside of here, as you can see, all of the options that I chose generated different results. For the AI generation, you can continue to edit it by clicking edit the image and then tweaking it that way as well. So there's quite a lot you can do here. Next, let's go over to the agents. And in here, there are some updates as well. And the main thing is that they actually launched a new model that allows you to use less credits for your Notion custom agents. If I click settings, you can see that here. Here in the model section, you'll now see Minimax 2.5. And also you can see the speed, intelligence, and cost for each of these. So you can make an informed decision on which model to use for your specific Notion custom agent. One of the things that people have said a lot since the custom agents came out is the high credit usage. The other thing that was a big problem for some people with the custom agents was that you weren't able to interact inside of a private Slack channel. So now you can also set that up inside of custom agents. And then finally, a smaller update is that if you go into settings and then if you go to Notion AI and then the AI connectors, you'll now see that there's Box and Salesforce available on enterprise plans as an AI connector. The next one I wanted to showcase is the new presentation view. I think that this is something that a lot of people have wanted, and for me personally, I'll be using this when I do my live events, for example, and I want to showcase different information. How you can use this is you go to the top right hand corner, 3 dots, and you can just simply click present. When you click present, it's going to utilize those dividers that you have on the page in order to separate the different slides. I can have this presentation mode so that it's really easy to display my information this way. If I go out of this one, then I can quickly show how to add more slides. So all you need to do is, for example, if I have a heading here, let's say that next slide, and then I type some text in here. And then if I type /divider again, it's going to now put this on another slide. I can even use Notion's different block types. So let's say that I have a call out box here and I just move these in here. You'll also be able to utilize those. So now if I go to present mode and I click here, you can see that I have them in this box. Notion does kind of format it in its own way, so you don't have full creative control over how it looks. But I think that for really quick presentations, that this is a great way to do this. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to also check the links in the description for some free resources, premium templates, and custom services. Which of these features are your favorite? Let me know in the comments below, and I hope to see you all in the next video.